This is Tim Albright with Aviation. I'm here at ISE 2017 with my good buddy Aviv from Kramer. How are you, sir?
Good to see you. Welcome to the Kramer booth.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Amsterdam to both of us, I think, today.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you guys have done a couple interesting things over the last couple of months, and actually, honestly, over the last couple of years. One thing that you've done, and being an underwriter of Aviation, and thank you very much, I get to see a lot of things like your change in simple things like your tagline, right? What you guys want to be known as. Mm-hmm. You've gone to Kramer, which is AV Beyond the Box.
Correct.
In the booth, you're looking at several different verticals and ways to attack those. You've got government, you've got command and control, hospitality, education,
hospitality, corporate.
So when you do that, what exactly, what is the thinking behind, okay, we want to go after, I want to go after education. How do you guys do that from a product line and from a marketing standpoint?
The approach that we're taking in the last few years is we are really looking at who the customer base is and who are our customers at the end of the line. Not only the integrator that we used to do a lot of work with, we used to really preach to the integrators, you should buy our stuff because our gear is better than the other guy. Now, this is no longer the approach we're taking. We're working very closely with the integrators, but we say to them, how do we address the needs of our shared customers at the end of the line? How do we make sure that we do something that they really need and it solves a pain point in their operations? So for example, in education, we started with what is the setup in the classroom? Is it K-12 or the university? We found there are two models. One is the frontal line, which has been going on forever, and now that we are actually promoting more and more is a collaborative classroom. So we introduced the Kramer collaborative classroom using our technology to make a model that really works and facilitates the collaboration in the classroom. That's an example.
Absolutely. So let's talk about a couple of the products that you're showing here. Mm-hmm. One of them is your the system that allows folks to just kind of come in and start a system.
Yes.
How exactly does that work from a back end and a front end? Okay,
so basically what we're introducing this ISE for the first time is what we call the Maestro. A Maestro is not a product, it's a software layer that we put in many of our products. We start with a few ones today and you come and you see it. And that's a pre-programmed configuration to operating any kind of room that you have in your corporate in an automated way, pre-configured. So you can really adjust it to the way you want the room to work. So for example, you want this room to go when somebody comes in, puts in a bring your own device, laptop for example, the projector switches on, the shades go down and the light goes dimmer. And that's it, and that's what you do. And this is actually innovation that came, believe it or not, from our customer base. Some of our customers said, gee, we really want things to work very, very simply and very automatically. And that's what we developed for them.
And you say pre-configured, it comes pre-configured from the factory or it comes pre-configured from the integrator?
The capability comes from the factory, but what you have a web page that you set it up very easily, and you set it up, what do you want to happen? What is the set of commands, the set of activities or actions that will happen when somebody does something, or when a trigger invoke some sort of action activity in the room. For example, somebody walks in, so there is a trigger of movement or showing that there is a activity in the room or somebody is there, then it triggers automatically.
All right, very good. A couple of other things that you've got going on. One is obviously Maestro. You also have the recent purchase and integration of iRule.
Yes.
Not something that you guys that's unfamiliar with you. You've been working with iRule for a long time.
It's really an evolution. We started with iRule a few years ago. We developed with them the first layer of the control software that we started called K-Touch, and K-Touch went through version 1, version 2, version 3. Version 3 is still selling and selling more and more, and we actually expanded geographically quite a bit. We had a huge expansion in India recently, and I think you missed Infocom India, by the way, but this is where we actually brought hundreds of programmers of K-Touch, and they were certified and rolled out the program. And now we are launching the next one, which is the Kramer Control evolution. And what we have done in this ISE, we're demoing how we integrate the control and the management software, putting them to one platform that is tightly integrated. So the control allows you to provide the functionality in the room, what will happen when somebody pushes a button.
Yeah.
And then all of this activity in the room is being recorded. All the data is going up to a management layer, and this management layer is enabling the IT manager to use the data and to control what is happening in the various room that he has. So there is the room layer and there is the management layer, and all of that is now integrated into one platform.
Well, and you mentioned the word evolution. I'm going to steal that word for a second.
Sure.
Kramer has had an evolution over the last, let's say, 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? Used to be, and let's say 10 years ago, really good switching company, and you guys have evolved and started developing other products. How does that serve, you use the word end client, the real end client, from the audio products that you have to the switching products and now the collaboration product? We have a new version or a new evolution of VIA.
Yes.
All this stuff kind of comes together to serve, the real end clients.
Integrated solutions.
But also as well as the integrators as well, right? Because they have a company now that they can say, okay, you know what, here's all in one package. If we want to, we can make all of this stuff Kramer.
Absolutely. They can buy everything from us. They still have to go monitor with somebody else. But all the AV gear, audio, all the line of installer solution has grown and expanded tremendously. It is including all the cabling functionality. It is all what we call the T-buses, the facilities that go in the furniture or in the facilities in the room and connect in all kinds of capabilities, and it comes with huge variations, very advanced things that we put in, like retractors that are very useful, or cables that the head of the HDMI comes out, so it provides a easier application in the wall, for example. A lot of innovation that we're putting in those solutions as well, all to serve the integrator to take everything from Kramer. And you mentioned the audio expanding hugely. You will see now the amount of speakers we have, and we now are launching DSP solutions, etc. So there is a lot of expansion in the audio as well.
All right, important question for the integrators. Whether it's Maestro or the DSP or whatever, everything in the booth is shipping in the next few months?
Yes, everything in the booth is shipping in the next few months. We have, for the first time, we are doing something, we call it the Innovation Lounge. Actually, maybe you'll see it in the camera if you don't. That's the second floor. This is where we show some things that we are thinking about for the future that's not shipping in the next few months, but those are ideas that we have. We're kind of interested to talk to people and see what they think about our more advanced and far-reaching evolution and innovation. But other than that, everything is that you see here is shipping in the next few months.
Very good. If you're watching this the week of ISE, they want to come by and see Kramer, where do they find you?
They find us in booth 1F20, and KramerAV.com is where you find everything about us. And please come visit us and see a lot here in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Aviv from Kramer. My name is Tim Albright. For more information about us, you can go to avnation.tv.